Chapter 451, Opportunity to Open the Family Tree in Another World, the Sea Area near Hingpu City. 10 warships of the Dragon Empire are coming quickly. The Blood Shark fleet has been led away. It will take at least 2 or 3 hours to get here. Bang, bang, bang. Entering the area of suppressed strength, a cannon on each of the 10 warships opened fire. The port, barracks, government office, and other places of Hingpu City were bombarded. Oh my God, the heavy artillery on the warship is much stronger. That's for sure. How big is the mortar? The heavy artillery on the warship is so thick. If all 60 guns are bombarded, the scene is terrible to think about. Many soldiers of the Shura Corps on the 10 warships talked about it. There are now 2,000 soldiers of the Shura Corps on each warship. There are also a small number of war horses. There is not enough space under the warship. Many people can only be on the deck. The 5 heavy artillery on the deck cannot be used at this time. Hingpu City is in an important position. There are thousands of soldiers in the city, but under the bombardment of heavy artillery, thousands of soldiers will suffer heavy casualties in a short period of time. Some officials in the government office also went to heaven. In this case, Hingpu City can't organize an effective resistance at all. Even if they gathered at the dock to resist, facing the bombardment of heavy artillery, they would only be quickly wiped out. Not long after, warships approached the dock. The dock where the ships were parked was not damaged by heavy artillery. Quick, quick. Go down and organize defense immediately. On the 10 warships, many soldiers of the Shura Corps quickly disembarked, and many could only support each other to disembark. Many soldiers of the Shura Corps had never been on a ship before. The sea was rough and many of them were seasick. Fortunately, among the 20,000 soldiers, there were still 3,000 to 5,000 soldiers who were not seasick, and they were enough to resist the enemy's attack. In less than an hour, all the soldiers, including a small number of war horses, disembarked, and each of them was wearing armor. Soldiers! Shen Jingtian's loud voice rang out at the bow of one of the warships. Even the seasick soldiers tried to stand up straight at this time. Throughout the dynasties, our Yanlong clan has always been a nation of etiquette and peace-loving. We have never set foot on the land of the East. But the Blood Sakura Empire, including the empire established on this land before, has committed countless crimes against our Yanlong clan. They plundered our wealth, slaughtered our people, and humiliated our wives and daughters. Their crimes are too numerous to list. Shen Jingtian gradually turned into a roar. His angry voice spread far away. Now our Shenlong Empire has become stronger, but they still dare to provoke and offend the majesty of heaven. What do you think we should do? Kill, kill, kill. The 20,000 soldiers of the Shura Legion roared loudly, and their murderous voices soared into the sky, and many people in the city trembled. Many soldiers were not very dizzy, but now they were hot-blooded. They suddenly felt no dizziness, and just wanted to kill as soon as possible. The hatred of the people of the Shenlong Empire for the Blood Sakura Empire is the same as the hatred of China for Dongyang, which is engraved in their bones. After the soldiers shouted for half a minute, Shen Jingtian pressed his hand. The 20,000 soldiers quickly quieted down. Shen Jingtian took a deep breath and said loudly, "My fellow soldiers, you are all the elite of the Shura Corps and the pride of our Shenlong Empire. His Majesty is waiting for your victory. Don't let your Majesty down, don't let down the countless members of our Yanlong clan. When you return victorious, we will open a separate page in the family tree for you." The 20,000 soldiers were even more excited. Opening a separate page in the family tree is the greatest honor. Fight, fight, fight. The earth-shaking shouts rang out again. Shen Jingtian looked at a general next to him. "General Li, I believe you will not disappoint His Majesty and me." "I will do my best," said Li Anrong, the general in front of Shen Jingtian. He has the cultivation of Emperor Wu, but his strength is still much weaker than Shen Jingtian. Shen Jingtian nodded. "Your first task is to take Hingpu City. Those who dare to resist will be killed without mercy. Don't be reckless after taking Hingpu City. Hingpu City is not lost, this is the bottom line." Li Anrong said solemnly, "General, don't worry. If I lose Hingpu City, Your Majesty doesn't need to order me to commit suicide here. Go." Shen Jingtian said. Li Anrong quickly got off the warship. "Soldiers, this general is waiting for your triumphant return. On the day of triumphant return, this general will ask His Majesty to give me good wine and drink with you. Shen Jingtian said loudly. Fight, fight, fight. The generals roared again in unison. 10 warships left quickly, and were surrounded by the Blood Shark fleet. That would not be a good outcome, as the total tonnage of the Blood Shark fleet was much larger. After so many years, the warriors of our Yanlong clan finally set foot on this land. We can finally avenge our hatred. Li Anrong was excited. Soldiers, it is our honor to be the first batch of the Eastern expedition. Don't forget that the elders in our hometown are watching us. The countless people who died in vain are watching us. Tell me if you can fight now, and if you need to rest. Li Anrong roared. Can fight, no need. No need. 20,000 soldiers roared loudly, their fighting spirit had been completely ignited, and a mere dizziness in the face of the overwhelming fighting spirit was nothing. Attack, take Hingpu City. Resistors, regardless of soldiers, men or women, old or young, will be killed. Before dark, everyone in the city who can breathe must kneel down. Li Anrong roared murderously. Among the generals of the Shenlong Empire, Li Rongrong was considered a Confucian general, but he couldn't control himself when he set foot on this land. He didn't think about controlling himself. Kill. 20,000 soldiers of the Shura Legion rushed out from the dock. They were divided into 3 groups, heading to the left, right, and center. There were 3,000 soldiers on the left and right roads, and 4,000 soldiers in the center. There were dozens of war horses in each road. War horses are useful when chasing the enemy. If they are surrounded, dozens of war horses can also help them break through. Of course, such a situation is unlikely. There are only a few thousand soldiers in Hingpu City, and many of them have died at this time. How could they be the opponents of the fully armed elite Shura Legion? Puff. Puff. Bows and arrows kept shooting, and sharp tang swords were slashed out. Li Anrong and his men kept advancing, and all the enemies who resisted were killed one after another. It was difficult for the enemy to cause any casualties to Li Anrong and his men. The gap in strength was too big. Even if the enemy desperately approached, their swords could not break the armor, and they could only be ruthlessly slaughtered by the soldiers of the Shura Legion. In just 1.5 hours, the enemies in Hingpu City were basically cleared, and many enemies fled Hingpu City in a panic. Damn it! The Blood Shark fleet rushed over. From a distance, they saw the smoke rising from Hingpu City. When they got closer, they saw the flag of the Dragon Empire. Hingpu City has been occupied. Hingpu City is the gateway to Shuiying City. It is too uncomfortable for them to be occupied here. Their imperial city is under threat at any time. Midline horizontal ellipsis chapter 452, inciting Prince Tokugawa to rebel. General, what should we do? Said a deputy commander beside the chief of the Blood Shark fleet, Yamaguchi Xiong. What can we do? Yamaguchi Xiong said with a gloomy face. There were no heavy artillery on their warships, so they could not use heavy artillery to attack. There were less than 20,000 people on their warships. He would be crazy to do this if he used less than 20,000 naval soldiers to deal with 20,000 heavy armored elites. The people of the Shenlong Empire are too despicable. They actually led us away to capture Yakapa City. Yakapao City is extremely important to us. If we can't take it back, Shuiying City will face a huge threat at any time. Several generals of the Bloodying Empire spoke up. They all wanted to take Yakapa City back, but they were willing but unable. Their navy was not designed for this job. Let's see how your majesty arranges it. Yamaguchi Xiong said in a deep voice. At this moment, he estimated that their majesty had received the news. Bang! Emperor Yaki Wu did receive the news. He was extremely angry and smashed the imperial desk in front of him with a slap. The straight-line distance between Hingpu City and Shuiying City is only 30 to 40 kilometers, and the heavy artillery in Hingpu City may be able to directly hit it. Even if the heavy artillery cannot hit it, it is only more than 100 kilometers from the land, which is too threatening to Shuiying City. Too much bullying, too much bullying. How dare you occupy Hingpu City under my nose? The eight-headed emperor roared angrily. Immediately send me elite troops, I want to see how powerful the Shura Corps is. In front of the eight-headed emperor, the left prime minister of the Shuiying Empire said, Your Majesty, we don't have many soldiers we can mobilize now. At most, we can only mobilize 50,000 people. I'm afraid that we can't attack the city with only 50,000 people. There is no wall facing the ocean in Hingpu City, but there is a 4 or 5 meter high wall facing the rest of the direction. This wall is quite short compared to the wall of Shuiying City, and it is much shorter than the wall of Xingjing City of the Shenlong Empire. But the 4 or 5 meter high wall also has a good defensive function, at least the cavalry can't just rush in casually. Your Majesty, calm down. The people of the Shura Corps must have brought a lot of firearms, mortars, bombs, howitzers, and even tanks. If we don't have 10 times the troops, it will be difficult to attack. The right Prime Minister also hurriedly persuaded at this time. He actually felt that even if the troops were 10 times the number, it would be useless. A cluster bomb could kill many of them. When the tanks charged, their cavalry could only be crushed. The face of the 8-headed Emperor Wu was frighteningly dark. The Shura Corps had 20,000 people, and 10 times the troops would be 200,000. It was not so easy to withdraw 200,000 troops. Prince Tokugawa and his men were not idle during this period. They were still attacking. He also transferred many soldiers to adapt them to naval warfare. It was not easy for him to withdraw 100,000 people. Your Majesty, we have to continue recruiting soldiers. The left Prime Minister said in a deep voice. The 8-headed Emperor Wu frowned. Still recruiting soldiers? He had already recruited 500,000 soldiers before, and many young and strong men were recruited. If he recruited more land, a lot of it would have to be abandoned. With more than a dozen ports in trouble and the threat of the Shenlong Empire's navy, their foreign trade volume has plummeted. With food supply already in question, if the harvest is still not good, there is a high probability of famine. Your Majesty, if we don't recruit soldiers, we may be in danger of losing our country. We must do this for the sake of the empire. The right Prime Minister said. The Yaqui Emperor took a deep breath and said, then recruit another 300,000 soldiers. Do a good job of propaganda and don't arouse public anger. Yes. The left Prime Minister and the right Prime Minister said in unison. Soon they withdrew. The Yaqui Emperor frowned. The total population of their blood Sakura Empire is more than 30 million, and the standing army used to be only 300,000 or 400,000, accounting for about 1%. In a normal war, the proportion of soldiers will not exceed 2%, and at this time, everything is still relatively normal. If it doubles, it will be very dangerous to account for 4%. 4% of the blood Sakura Empire is about 1.5 million soldiers, and this number has been reached before the conscription this time. The official army is about 1 million, and Prince Tokugawa has 500,000. Of the 1.5 million, 500,000 or 600,000 have died in battle. If another 300,000 are recruited, the proportion of soldiers in the blood Sakura Empire will reach 5%. This ratio is okay for a short time, but it will not last for a long time. Of course, if the Vulture Empire and others provide weapons and a large amount of food, the blood Sakura Empire will be able to sacrifice more people. Talk about peace with Tokugawa. This idea popped up in the mind of Emperor Yaqui Wu. If they can talk, they will have nearly 1 million soldiers and horses in total, and Prince Tokugawa and his men still have a lot of firearms. But soon Emperor Yaqui Wu gave up this idea. He has the support of the Vulture Empire. The Vulture Empire will support them with 13 first-class warships, which will not be weaker than those of the Yaqui Empire. By then, he will have 13 first-class warships, as well as the Blood Shark fleet, and the Blood Cherry fleet will also have more than 20 warships. His navy will have hundreds of warships. Even if there is a need for peace talks, in his opinion, it should be Prince Tokugawa who takes the initiative to speak up. It is a shame for him to propose peace talks. Naga Sakura Island, Tokugawa Palace. A martial emperor-level strongman from the Vulture Empire quietly came here. Emperor Kes, what do you want to say? Prince Tokugawa said in a deep voice. Emperor Kes said in a calm voice, according to our statistics, the young and strong men of your Blood Cherry Empire have been killed and wounded by nearly 600,000. Who will benefit the most if you continue the civil war? His Majesty Yaqui has planned to recruit another 300,000 soldiers. What about you? Are you planning to consume all the young and strong men of the Blood Cherry Empire in the civil war? Prince Tokugawa frowned. Emperor Keswu said calmly, if you propose peace talks, our Vulture Empire will help you convince His Majesty Yaki. From now on, Nagakura Island and Changi Island belong to you, and the rest of the territory belongs to His Majesty Yaki. You can join forces to attack the Dragon Empire. Prince Tokugawa said nothing. His children, parents, wife, and parents, wives, and children of some generals are now all protected by the Dragon Empire. It's not that easy to betray. Even if he wants to betray, the generals below may not follow him. Don't want parents, wives, and children. Besides, they can win victory after victory now because of the support of the Dragon Empire's firearms. What if they don't have them? If they dare to betray, Emperor Yakiwu might pacify them first. Emperor Yakiwu can do this. Send the guests out. Prince Tokugawa said in a deep voice. Emperor Keswu said, Prince Tokugawa, you should think about it carefully. If you unite, and with the help of our Vulture Empire, you may be able to seize the Dragon Empire. Please. Prince Tokugawa said coldly. Even if he wants to rebel, it is definitely not now. At least their military strength must be not weaker than the government army. Prince Tokugawa, please think about it carefully. The Dragon Empire has no good intentions. They want you to consume each other. Emperor Keswa said. Prince Tokugawa sneered, does the Vulture Empire have good intentions? Your Excellency, there is no need to sow discord. Emperor Keswa frowned secretly. Please think about it carefully. As long as you agree that our Vulture Empire will give you the same support. Emperor Keswa said and left. Midline horizontal ellipsis chapter 453, the American evolvers suffer Eastern Australia. 3 SSS-level evolvers and 12 SS-level evolvers from the United States arrived at the city where the incident occurred. Some buildings here are still burning. How tragic. Fire-attributed monsters are extremely destructive. The American evolvers talked about it, and there was not much sympathy on their faces. They did not sympathize with their own people who suffered from the disaster. Everyone, that terrible lion jumped into the river after the attack, and now we don't know where it has gone. An Australian official said in a deep voice. Leave it to us. Since we are here, that beast will definitely not be able to escape. An SSS-level evolver from the United States said arrogantly. Well, then I'll trouble you all. If the matter is resolved, Australia will definitely benefit. The Australian official who spoke had bleeding in his heart. They suffered huge losses in the attack, and asked the American evolvers to go out, and they gave the United States a lot of benefits. After the matter is done, these evolvers will have to benefit, otherwise they may not help if they encounter monster attacks again. Martha, I leave it to you. One of the SSS-level evolvers looked at an SS-level evolver and said. Don't worry, I will definitely track it down. Martha is a blonde beauty, she said confidently. Her combat power is average, but her sense of smell is stronger than a dog's. Even if the monster leaves the bottom of the water, there will be more or less smell in the air. Soon everyone arrived at the river. That's where the monster entered the water. An Australian official pointed to an area on the river. You didn't prepare any speedboats. Martha frowned. The Australian official said, the speedboat is slow and I'm afraid it won't catch up, so we prepared 3 armed helicopters. I need to track the smell on the river. Forget it, there is a motorboat there, I'll use that. Martha quickly drove the motorboat to the place where the black flame demon lion entered the water. I can smell it. Disgusting. Martha turned on the microphone and said. Martha, quickly determine the direction it left so that we can track it. If we solve it early, we can have more time to have fun. Someone in the communicator said. Understood. Martha responded. At this moment, splash. A creature rushed out from the mud at the bottom of the river, and Martha's motorboat was overturned. She couldn't fly and fell into the water in panic. Crack. The creature that rushed out was the black flame demon lion. Its body became larger, and it opened its bloody mouth and bit Martha into its mouth. The sound of broken bones rang out, and Martha's body was bitten to pieces. Her head was immediately bitten to pieces by the black flame demon lion. Martha. Oh my God. On the 2 armed helicopters, the American evolvers were extremely angry. The black flame demon lion was actually lurking under the water here. There were many people watching by the river. They all saw this scene, and some even broadcast this terrible scene live. Roar. The black flame demon lion roared. A compressed fireball instantly attacked one of the helicopters. There was an SSS-level evolver and 4 SS-level evolvers on this helicopter. This SSS-level evolver was of wind attribute. Fuck. Sensing the attack, this SSS-level evolver left the helicopter immediately. He knew they couldn't resist it. The gap between the SSS level and the Martial King level is still quite large, and the black flame demon lion attacked suddenly, and they were not prepared. Boom. The compressed fireball hit the armed helicopter accurately, and the 4 SS-level evolvers on the helicopter did not react that quickly. The violent explosion blew the helicopter and the 4 SS-level evolvers to pieces, and their flesh and blood were burned by the ultra-high temperature. The fireball spit out by the black flame demon lion can reach a temperature of 3,000 degrees when it explodes. Such a high temperature can melt even steel in an instant. Fuck. Damn bastard. The evolvers on the other 2 helicopters were stunned. Many onlookers were also stunned. The people fled in panic. Boom. The black flame demon lion spit out another fireball, which blew up the helicopter, but this fireball only killed the helicopter pilot. Boom. The 3rd helicopter was not spared. The 3 helicopters were originally flying over the river. The helicopters were blown up, and several American evolvers fell into the water. Some of them had suitable attributes and could walk on water, while some had gold attributes and thunder attributes, and did not have the ability to walk on water. Kill. The 3 SSS-level evolvers reacted quickly, and they all killed the black flame demon lion. These 3 SSS-level evolvers are of fire, wind, and darkness attributes, and they can attack from a distance. The black flame demon lion avoided the darkness attribute, and it took on the wind attribute. As for the fire attribute, it was not afraid at all. Roar. The black flame demon lion attacked again. However, it did not attack the 3 SSS-level evolvers. Its rich combat experience told it that it would be better to clear the monsters first. A fireball fell on the river. Boom. The compressed fireball exploded in the water, and the effect was similar to that of a missile exploding in the water. The 3 SS-level evolvers in the water were instantly killed. In a short period of time, 8 of the 12 SS-level evolvers from the United States died, and more than half of the 15 people died in total. Damn it, let's kill it together. Retreat, retreat, this beast is too strong. 2 of the 3 SSS-level evolvers spoke. However, they gave different orders. This made the 4 SS-level evolvers who were still alive a little confused. Retreat. Go. They reacted quickly and fled immediately. With 2 orders, evacuation was more in their interest. 8 SS-level evolvers died in a short period of time. After experiencing it personally, they realized how terrifying the king of martial arts level monsters were. Without 8 SS-level evolvers, their chances of winning dropped significantly. Even if they won, they would definitely win miserably in the end. The 4 of them might all die. Retreat, retreat quickly. Damn it. In this situation, the 3 SSS-level evolvers could only choose to retreat immediately, as the 3 of them could not defeat the king of martial arts level monsters. Roar. The black flame demon lion roared and chased one of them. The 3 SSS-level evolvers fled in different directions. Damn it. The SSS-level evolver with the dark attribute cursed in his heart. The black flame demon lion was chasing him, so of course his speed was not as fast as the black flame demon lion. I can't escape. My speed is too slow. The SSS-level evolver with the dark attribute looked extremely ugly. He thought this trip would be a scenic journey, but he didn't expect to go to hell. If you want me to die, you can't have a good time either. Dark corrosion. The SSS-level evolver delivered a fatal blow. The terrible black mist quickly entered the black flame demon lion's body. The dark power will corrode its body and its strength will be greatly reduced. Midline horizontal ellipsis chapter 454, the second Martial King level monster Roar. Roar. The black flame demon lion roared in pain. The dark power corroded its flesh, bones, and even nerves. It landed on the ground. Its strength had to be used to resist the dark power, and under the corrosion of the dark power, its strength would soon drop. It could only fly with the cultivation of the king of martial arts. If it fell to only the SSS level, it would no longer be able to fly. Quick, fighters, get ready, there's a chance. The Australian military has been paying attention to the situation here. Several fighters took off immediately. It was not convenient for the black flame demon lion to become smaller at this moment. If it became smaller, its strength would be reduced and the damage it suffered would be greater. Boom. Several fighters came over in a short time. The dark power in the black flame demon lion's body was much less, but it was greatly affected, and its strength fell to the SSS level. Plop. The black flame demon lion immediately jumped into the water when it noticed the fighter approaching, but before it left far, several missiles were fired at it. Boom. Boom. 2 of the missiles exploded not far from the black flame demon lion. Without the strength of the king of martial arts, its defense is not that strong, and it has to withstand greater explosive energy in the water. Roar. The black flame demon lion was severely injured. It emerged from the water and roared in pain. Boom. Boom. 2 more missiles quickly shot over, and the black flame demon lion's head was blown to pieces, and a lot of the river water on the river surface was dyed red. Dead. Great, great. Seeing this scene through the video screen, many people were extremely excited. Xiaofan also saw the live broadcast screen. He shook his head secretly. The black flame demon lion chose the wrong target to attack. If its best target was the other 2 SSS level evolvers, it would be fine. Honey, the United States lost an SSS level evolver and 8 SS level evolvers. It's not bad for the black flame demon lion to have such a result. Su Yue said. Xiaofan smiled and nodded, that's true. Many high-ranking officials in the United States are probably about to get angry. They sent strong men over, but in the live broadcast of many people, most of the top evolvers in the United States died. 16 strong men came, and only 6 survived. Although the black flame demon lion died in the end, it was killed by the Australian missile, and the few surviving strong men in the United States also escaped. There is no doubt that the United States' action this time was a failure. They are very embarrassed. Husband, believe it or not, the United States will definitely let major media publicize it, saying that they are brave enough to sacrifice for the peace of mankind. Australian officials will publicly express their gratitude, and the sanctions against us are likely to be increased, and many public intellectuals will also jump out. Su Yue said. Of course I believe it. Xiaofan nodded. What can't those politicians in the United States do? Those evolvers in the United States still have merits in this matter. There is no conflict between merit and shame. Su Yue said with a sweet smile, Husband, it seems that you can only select ores later, and you can only wait for the SS-level monsters to appear again. Don't worry, there will be. It's only a matter of time before our family has a mine. Xiaofan said with a smile. Even if there are no mines here, as long as he inherits the throne, his family will have mines. The Shenlong Empire has a territory of nearly 50 million square kilometers. It will be even bigger in the future. Su Yue's prediction was not wrong at all, and soon many media around the world praised it. Their focus was on the actions of the American evolvers and the death of the monsters. As for the poor performance of the American evolvers, all major media avoided it. The Australian military was decisive, and the American evolvers were heroic. All major media praised them, and the disaster seemed to have become a medal. To be honest, in terms of the pattern, the United States is still bigger. Our country has top powerhouses, but there is no movement in the face of such a disaster. We have to reflect on this aspect. When facing monsters, we should have a global vision. Some public intellectuals in China also expressed various opinions. They dare not say it too obviously, but secretly they are all mocking Xiaofan. Many of them have also practiced the Yanhuangju. They are eating food and smashing the pot. Some of them have long been corrupted in their thoughts, and some of them usually receive a lot of dog food. At this time, they can only stand up and speak. Otherwise, if their masters expose some handles, their consequences will be more serious than mocking and belittling Xiaofan. Many people who eat dog food originally thought that the United States is so powerful that China will never be able to surpass it, and it's okay for them to eat some dog food. They never expected that China has made great progress in recent years, and the dog food they have eaten can no longer be spit out. Husband, I sent a list with your account. Su Yowei said weakly. What did you send? Xiaofan picked up his mobile phone and turned on Douyin. Su Yowei really sent a list with dozens of people on it. Husband, these guys are the kind of disgusting public intellectuals. I found out that they received black materials about benefits from foreign forces. I absolutely did not wrongly accuse them. Su Yowei said hurriedly. Xiaofan smiled, you are venting your anger on me, how can I be angry? Since you have found the dirty stuff, just release it all. Is it okay? Su Yowei's eyes lit up. Why not? Although some of them have status and position, am I afraid of them? Just release it. Su Yowei nodded. She quickly posted the dirty stuff she had already found on the internet. Fuck, what a big melon. It's so funny, these guys can mess with anyone else, but they actually mess with Grandmaster Xiao. What kind of temper does Grandmaster Xiao have? How can he tolerate you? Grandmaster Xiao did a great job, these guys just deserve to be dealt with. Countless netizens posted. Naturally, the majority of people support Xiaofan. Most of the Chinese people have practiced the Yan Wangju, and most of them have entered the door and have truly felt the benefits. Many of those with better talents have now reached the Mingjin level. Some of the top talents have reached the Anjin level. It's over. Somewhere in the Magic City, a public intellectual was extremely pale. He has been active on the internet for many years and used to hide well. He didn't expect that he would be tasked with stepping on Xiaofan and explode directly. Leave China, I have to leave quickly. He quickly packed up his things. His wife and daughter are now abroad. If he flees abroad in a hurry, there will be no problem. But just as he packed up and was about to go out, the doorbell rang. He looked out through the peephole and saw that the police were already outside the door. Click. The guy was quickly handcuffed and taken away. In other places, dozens of public intellectuals exposed by Su Yowei were also taken away. They will not have a good life in the future. Ding. Jiang Wanchen called. Xiaofan, Australia has directly cut off the supply of iron ore. It is difficult to find a substitute in a short time. We will suffer a lot of losses. Xiaofan. They hurt the enemy 800 and hurt themselves 1,000. Jiang Wanchen said, who said it's not? Do you have any good ideas? Xiaofan said, Director Jiang, they only use economic means. It's not easy for me to use force. The country must have means, right? Jiang Wanchen smiled and said, of course the country will have some means to deal with it. I just want to see if you have a better idea. At this time, Su Yowei showed surprise in her eyes. She said quickly, Brother Fan, another black flame demon lion has appeared in Australia. This black flame demon lion looks even stronger. Xiaofan's eyes lit up. Director Jiang, did you hear that? I heard it. I'll send you the iron ore information you asked for right away. Jiang Wanchen hung up the phone happily. Midline horizontal ellipsis chapter 455, asking China for help. Australia. The faces of the high-level bosses were extremely ugly. The first black flame demon lion was finally dealt with, but there was a second one. Could it be connected to the black flame demon lion's nest? Everyone, what should we do next? The Commander-in-Chief of Australia frowned. The second black flame demon lion should also be in the early stage of the Martial King, but it looks stronger. This black flame demon lion is probably more powerful. The evolvers from the United States have not left yet, but after they asked, the high-level leaders of the United States did not agree to let their strong men go. The first black flame demon lion was injured at the beginning, but even so, they lost an SSS-level evolver and 8 SS-level evolvers. How many of their remaining strong men will die to deal with the second one? Although the media praised it and the surviving strong men also accepted many interviews, no one was willing to take action. The probability of death is too high. Everyone was silent. After a long while, one of them said, Commander-in-Chief, maybe it won't come to the east. If it's in the Midwest, we don't have many people there. Yeah. The Australian Commander-in-Chief nodded. Now they can only hope for this. But soon they got bad news. The second black flame demon lion also came to the east, and it was heading towards Fanny. Sydney is the largest city in Australia. Everyone, think of a way quickly. If the second demon lion enters Sydney, the consequences will be extremely serious. The Australian Commander-in-Chief said in a deep voice. Commander-in-Chief, let's use the previous method and attack it with missiles first. If we are lucky, we may be able to kill it directly. Even if it can only be severely damaged, the strong men of the United States may also be dispatched. A big boss in the military said. Hurry up. Send more fighter jets. Now is not the time to be stingy with money. The Australian Commander-in-Chief said seriously. Half an hour later, the second black flame demon lion went a lot east. The fighter group came over. This time, there were more than 10 or 20 fighter jets. Fire. 20 or 30 missiles whizzed towards the second black flame demon lion. The first black flame demon lion was about 9 meters long, and this one was nearly 10 meters long. The length increased by less than 1 meter, but it looked much stronger. The black flame demon lion advancing in the wilderness suddenly raised its head. It saw the incoming missiles. The next second, this black flame demon lion quickly escaped into the ground. Although it was mainly fire attributed, unlike the first black flame demon lion, it also had the ability of earth attribute, so it had no problem escaping underground. People at the innate level can escape underground and escape underground. In just 3 or 4 seconds, this black flame demon lion reached a depth of 20 to 30 meters underground. There were violent explosions on the ground, and the surroundings turned into a sea of fire. The black flame demon lion underground also suffered a certain amount of pressure, but these missiles were not earth-penetrating bombs, so it could completely withstand the pressure. Damn it, how can this demon lion escaping underground? It is very likely that our missiles did not hurt it. The pilots were all a little confused. The target was large, and they had clearly seen the target, but in the blink of an eye, such a large demon lion actually escaped underground and disappeared. This one can escaping underground. The news quickly spread to the top leaders of Australia. Their hearts sank when they heard the news. The first black flame demon lion was already difficult enough to deal with, and this one could actually burrow underground, which greatly reduced the threat of missiles to it. Roar. The black flame demon lion soon appeared somewhere else. It looked fine, but its roar was still very loud. There. That bastard is not dead. Soon the pilots found this black flame demon lion. The black flame demon lion moved forward quickly. Its direction remained unchanged. In its view, since the enemy attacked it and did not want it to go east, it must go east, and its direction could not change at all. Commander-in-Chief, after the missile attack, the demon lion seemed to be enraged, and it is now heading to Sydney at a faster speed. It is expected to arrive within an hour. The military leader reported. Damn it. The Australian Commander-in-Chief could not help but swear. Even if the attack was ineffective, it would be good for the demon lion to change its direction. Commander-in-Chief, we have urgently launched the remaining fighters. They are carrying bunker-buster bombs, and it is still possible to kill the demon lion. Hurry up. In less than half an hour, the second batch of 5 fighters arrived. The bunker-buster bombs they carried could easily drill dozens or hundreds of meters into the ground. Fire. Dozens of missiles were fired again. Australia's military expenditure was burning crazily, and the missiles sold to them by the United States were not cheap. Roar. The black flame demon lion roared. It did not use the same method a second time. The speed of the missile approaching it soared. The speed was already very fast, and it almost doubled in the blink of an eye. As a result, the bunker-buster missiles at the center missed at the same time, and only the 2 missiles at the outermost edge affected the black flame demon lion. The fur of the black flame demon lion was destroyed a lot. There were also some scars on its body, but those were just superficial injuries. Roar. The black flame demon lion roared angrily. It was terrified. A big hole appeared where it was just now. If it had just escaped underground, it might have been killed. Fuck, this demon lion is obviously more difficult to deal with. It has more combat experience. The first method was successful, but it didn't use the first method again. The fighter pilots were a little bit unbelievable. Just now they launched a total of 5 bunkerbuster missiles, and they wanted to kill this demon beast in one fell swoop, but they only injured its fur. This demon lion knew the horror of bunkerbuster missiles, and it was even more difficult to kill it. Roar! The black flame demon lion roared angrily. Then it escaped underground, and the new round of missiles had not been launched yet. Report: the second round of strikes only caused minor injuries to the target. The target disappeared underground. The fighter pilot reported the news. They flew here for 10 minutes, and the black flame demon lion did not appear again. Return. The military leader issued an order. The fighter jets can only fly for a limited time, and they consume a lot of energy flying in the sky. God knows when the black flame demon lion will appear. Commander-in-Chief, the United States has rejected our request again. The second-in-command of Australia said. Normally, the United States would give some face to a person of his level, but this time the United States decisively rejected his request. Commander-in-Chief, should we consider asking China for help? China's Xiao Fan is strong, and he also controls powerful monsters. Someone said. The Commander-in-Chief of Australia had a dark face. The first black flame demon lion was solved. In order to show their loyalty to the United States and to vent their anger, they severely sanctioned China. General, if we lift the sanctions, China might help. Our sanctions have a huge impact on their economy. General, the Chinese are still easy to deal with. As long as we give them some sweet treats and say some nice things, they will probably let bygones be bygones. Several people around spoke up. Originally, they all agreed to sanction China, but now they changed their minds. Midline horizontal ellipsis chapter 456, the black flame demon lion arrives at Xini, contact China. If China can get Xiao Fan to help us solve this problem, we can lift the sanctions, otherwise the sanctions may continue indefinitely. The Australian leader said in a deep voice. In terms of strength, Australia is much weaker, but they are very aggressive about China, and there are many sanctions. Soon Australia contacted China. China's Foreign Affairs Department was very angry. It was obviously an unwarranted sanction from Australia, but now it seems that lifting the sanctions is a kind of charity, and China has to beg Australia to lift the sanctions. Xiao Fan, take a look at the emergency press conference of the Foreign Affairs Department. Jiang Wanchen called Xiao Fan. I just watched it, it's good. The more they jump, the heavier they will be beaten. Xiao Fan said coldly. He was disgusted. Is Australia's attitude of begging? It is arrogant and looks down on others. Jiang Wanchen said, Xiao Fan, when you make requests, you can be more strict. Being polite to them is just being hard on yourself. Understood. Xiao Fan said in a calm voice. He watched the video of the second black flame demon lion. This second black flame demon lion was obviously more powerful and had more combat experience. It hid now, but it certainly wouldn't stay hidden forever. Sister Weiwei. Brother Xiao Fan. Shen Anmei brought the children from the orphanage over by bus. Some of the things Shen Anmei bought had been delivered by truck in advance. Director Grandma. Xiao Fan and Su Yewei said with a smile. The children soon started playing in the villa. Time gradually reached late at night. Dong dong. The mirror in Xiao Fan's master bedroom sounded, and Xiao Hai contacted him on time. The children would not return for a few years, and it was okay even if they knew that it was a mirror transmission. Xiao Fan asked them to line up and enter the master bedroom. There is someone in the mirror. Is this a magic mirror? The children looked at Xiao Hai in the mirror in surprise. Shen Anmei was also a little surprised, but she had lived a long time, so even if she was surprised, she didn't show any expression on her face. Xiao Fan smiled and said, Director Grandma, this is my grandfather. He is now in another world. My grandfather will arrange for you when you go there. Children, call Grandpa Xiao quickly. Shen Anmei said hurriedly. Hello, Grandpa Xiao. Dozens of children said in unison. Xiao Hai said with a smile, Children, come here, Grandpa Xiao will make you all great masters, and you can become the best of the best. Yaya asked in confusion, Grandpa Xiao, what is the best of the best? Xiao Hai said, if you become powerful, you can help your brother Xiao Fan and sister Yewei. Do you want to become powerful? Yes. The children said in unison. They are already close to Xiao Fan and Su Yue, and Xiao Hai will guide them, and even use mental suggestion and other means. They will be absolutely loyal in the future. If Xiao Fan becomes the emperor, he must have a group of loyal guards. Buzz. Xiao Fan quickly opened the spiritual cave passage. Dean Grandma, this mirror can be passed through. You go first, the children will follow you soon. See you in the other world later. Xiao Fan smiled. Shaname nodded, and she reached out to touch the mirror. Her hand reached in, and soon she passed through the mirror to the other side. It's really a magic mirror. I want to go inside the magic mirror too. 10 minutes later, all 40 or so children passed through the mirror. When they got there, they were all received by Xiao Hai into the spiritual treasure. They were still young and needed to adapt for a while. My dear grandson, the spiritual cave has become stronger and it is much easier to teleport. It's not too stressful for them to teleport over here with more than 40 people. I'll give you another space ability bead, 1 immortal body ability bead for Yue, and 200 formation beads and 2 larger spirit stones. Xiao Hai said with a smile. Xiao Fan said, Grandpa, there are quite a few things in the warehouse now. Xiao Hai said, those are not urgent. Grandpa doesn't need anything urgently now. 20 explosives can be produced, but the current output is not very large. Fuel and other things are also available. Xiao Fan nodded. Not long after, Xiao Hai sent the space energy beads and other things over. Xiao Fan is now at the peak of the martial arts sect, and his space ability is at the level of the great martial arts sect. The space energy beads sent to him contain powerful energy. Su Yue's immortal body ability beads are also not weak in energy. In addition to the formation beads and spirit stones, all the things were consumed by Xiao Hai after being sent. Grandpa, what's the situation over there now? Xiao Fan and Xiao Hai chatted for a while without sending anything else. Grandpa, the next time you go to the northern border, the second batch of 10 warships will be ready. I should be able to send them to you in 5 days. Okay. Xiao Hai's figure disappeared. Wife, how do you feel? Xiao Fan asked Su Yue. My head is swollen. This immortal body evolution bead is very powerful. My husband, I have to practice. It will be easier when I practice. Yes. Xiao Fan nodded. He also has to practice. After digesting the space ability bead, his space ability will be greatly enhanced. By then, his comprehensive combat power will not only reach the middle stage of the Martial King, but also his attack power will definitely reach the middle stage of the Martial King by using the space slash. There is not much time difference between Australia and China. It is deep in the water in China, and it is also late at night in Australia. The second black flame demon lion drilled out from the ground. It is now dozens of kilometers away, and it is pitch black above the wilderness. This black flame demon lion continues to go east. The direction it is moving in has deviated a little, but the area of Xi'an city is large. Even if it deviates a little, it will eventually reach the vicinity of Xi'an city. This deviation also allows it to avoid the defense line arranged by Australia. An hour later, this black flame demon lion approached Xi'an. It did not enter immediately, but wandered around the periphery to observe and familiarize itself with the environment of unfamiliar places. This is its experience of survival. Half an hour later, the black flame demon lion discovered the naval base here. There were planes and warships in the naval base. The black flame demon lion had a certain IQ, and it could judge that these planes and warships were weapons, which posed a considerable threat to it. Soon the black flame demon lion entered the military base. Woo! A shrill alarm sounded. Boom! The black flame demon lion jumped into the water, spitting out a compressed fireball from its mouth, which accurately hit a warship, and instantly a big hole was blown out of the warship. With rich combat experience, this black flame demon lion knew that it would launch an attack in the water, and the explosion would have a stronger destructive power on the warship. Boom! Boom! The other 2 warships were also hit. These 3 warships are relatively advanced warships of Australia and are worth a lot of money. Now there are big holes on their hulls, and seawater is pouring in crazily. Roar! The black flame demon lion flew out of the water and roared to the sky. Da-da-da. Boom! Machine guns, rockets, etc. attacked it, but machine guns could not hurt it at all, and it could easily avoid rockets. Boom. The Black Flame Demon Lion continued to attack. The entire military base was exploded everywhere, and soon the ammunition depot was detonated. What's going on? The explosion woke up many people in Chennai from their sleep. The senior Australian people were basically sleeping at this time, and they were quickly awakened. When they got the news, their faces were extremely ugly. They didn't need to sleep anymore tonight. Midline horizontal ellipsis chapter 457, challenge your 3 armies in just a few minutes. The entire military base was destroyed. There were cries for help and screams. Many places in the military base were burning, and the fire could be seen from a long distance. Is that the garden base over there? It is indeed the garden base. The second demon beast has really come to our Chennai. God, what can we do? The relevant news quickly spread on the internet, and many Australians were shocked. Countless people in Chennai were preparing to drive away. Ding, ding. It was 3 or 4 in the morning, but it didn't take long before many streets in Chennai were blocked by traffic. Too many people were scrambling to leave for refuge. Roar. After destroying the garden base, the second Black Flame Demon Lion quickly arrived on a main road out of the city, and it let out a terrible roar towards the sky. Hiss. So big. The Black Flame Demon Lion looked quite big in the video. Seeing it up close, the people in the car could feel the Black Flame Demon Lion's horror even more. Boom. The Black Flame Demon Lion spit out a fireball, and the fireball exploded. Several cars were blown up and a big hole was blown out on the ground. Boom. Soon the Black Flame Demon Lion attacked again. Another big hole appeared on the road, and the whole road was blocked. It's over. There's no way to escape. Many people in the car were desperate. If they had known this, they would not have come out. The probability of being attacked at home was not very high. Just when those people were desperate, the Black Flame Demon Lion left. Not long after, it arrived at another main road out of the city. Boom. Boom. This main road was also destroyed. What does this demon lion want to do? Many people on the internet were puzzled. Not long after, an animal expert explained that the Black Flame Demon Lion's behavior was likely to mark this place as its territory. Humans are its food. Or perhaps hostages. Whether it is food or hostages, it will not allow them to leave Chennai city. Time passed by, and the Black Flame Demon Lion circled Chennai city. It destroyed all the main roads out of the city. It seems that this demon lion really regards Chennai as its territory. What is the government for? Why haven't they dealt with this demon lion yet? Where are those American warriors? They were so brave before, why haven't they appeared this time after so long? Countless people on the internet were discussing it. Sydney is a world-famous big city with a population of several million. Everyone, what should we do? The Australian commander-in-chief said with a gloomy face. It turned out that the small town did not have a subway, so the Black Flame Demon Lion was not so convenient to move. In Chennai, this Black Flame Demon Lion is very convenient. Through the subway system, it may appear anywhere in Chennai. Everyone was silent. What can they do? They can't use dozens of missiles to bomb the city. Even if they do this, there are too many places to hide in the city. It is too difficult for them to use missiles to kill the Black Flame Demon Lion in the city. Speak up. We have several million people in Chennai. Even if the Black Flame Demon Lion does not attack, it is a big problem to feed so many people every day. The Australian Commander-in-Chief said sternly. Commander-in-Chief, the United States will never help us. We may have no other choice but to negotiate with Xiao Fan. Then let's talk. Ding. Xiao Fan's cell phone rang. Xiao Fan had just finished a big cycle. He raised his hand and the cell phone fell into his hand. Director Jiang, it's not even dawn yet. What happened? Xiao Fan said. Jiang Wanchen smiled and said, the Black Flame Demon Lion arrived in Chennai and destroyed the garden military base over there in the main road out of the city. Many ships in the port were also destroyed. Australia can't stand it anymore. They want to talk to you. Xiao Fan said calmly, it's not even daybreak yet. If they want to talk, they can talk when daybreak comes. They can talk if they want to. There's no such good thing. I'll tell them. Jiang Wanchen said. Xiao Fan said, there's another point. I only accept face-to-face talks. They don't have the face to order me to do something with just a phone call. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Wanchen quickly notified Australia. Damn, who does he think he is? I don't think he can solve it. He may just use this method to shirk responsibility. After hearing the news, some high-level Australians were very angry. They were used to the good attitude and good temper of the Chinese side. It was really hard for them to accept Xiao Fan's attitude for a while. But no matter how hard it was to accept, they had to accept it. Boom. A big boss wanted to leave by helicopter. A beam of fire rushed over from a distance and hit the helicopter accurately. The next moment, the helicopter exploded. Whether by water, land, or even in the air, the black flame demon lion would not allow the trapped people to leave. It really regarded this as its territory. Let our Australian ambassador in China go to talk. The Australian commander-in-chief said with a gloomy face. The public opinion storm was getting bigger and bigger. He knew that if he couldn't solve it in time, he might have to give up his position as the commander-in-chief. Ding dong. At about 7 o'clock, the doorbell of Xiao Fan's villa rang. Xiao Fan opened the door. There were several people outside the door, including the Australian ambassador. There were 3 more people from Australia. Jiang Wanchen also came. In addition, 2 comrades from the State Foreign Affairs Department also came. Come in. Xiao Fan said indifferently. Jiang Wanchen smiled and introduced Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan was naturally polite to the 2 comrades from the Foreign Affairs Department. As for the 4 people from Australia, Xiao Fan's reaction was quite cold. Tell me, what do you want to do? Xiao Fan said indifferently. The Australian ambassador spoke in English. Stop, although I can understand, this is China, I don't want to listen to you speaking bird language, if you don't speak Chinese, please change someone. Xiao Fan said bluntly. The Australian ambassador suppressed his anger and said in Chinese, Master Xiao, we in Australia are facing a disaster now. We hope that Master Xiao can provide humanitarian assistance on behalf of China. Xiao Fan nodded, of course. I heard that she is trapped now and may lack food. I will provide 10 tons of grain and 10 tons of potatoes. Who said we Chinese are kind? The Australian ambassador's face turned ugly. Master Xiao, we hope you can go over and kill the monster. Xiao Fan frowned and said, can a Martial King-level monster be killed easily? The Americans suffered heavy casualties when dealing with a disabled monster. Besides, if I leave, what should I do if a powerful monster appears in China? I can show you a way. The Australian ambassador hurriedly said, Master Xiao, please tell me. Xiao Fan said, you should severely punish it. Don't give it food or water. The 4 Australians were furious, and one of them said angrily, Xiao Fan, you are playing tricks on us, we are now representing Australia. Pa. Xiao Fan slapped the man in the air, and the man was directly beaten 3 or 4 meters away. His face was visibly swollen. Xiao Fan said indifferently, think clearly about who you are talking to. Do you think I am easier to bully than a monster? Master Xiao, calm down. A comrade from the Foreign Affairs Department hurriedly said. They stopped it on the surface, but they were secretly happy in their hearts. They had long disliked some people in Australia, but they could not do anything. Xiao Fan, you. The Australian ambassador looked extremely unhappy. Xiao Fan said coldly, if you want to talk, then you should correct your attitude. Otherwise, get out of here. You Australians are nothing in my eyes. If you don't accept it, I will go to your Australians. You can send your Navy, Army, and Air Force together. I will fight all 3 of you by myself. Chapter 458 Harsh Conditions for Action. Jiang Wanchen secretly smacked his lips. One man took on 3 armies. Xiao Fan's words were too domineering. And Xiao Fan was not talking nonsense. Australia did not have nuclear weapons, so it was really difficult for conventional armies to defeat Xiao Fan. Tanks and planes could be dealt with by Xiao Fan's flying knife. When Xiao Fan approached a warship, he could easily destroy the warship's power system. If he wanted to completely destroy a warship, Xiao Fan could use explosives. A ton of high explosives exploded inside, and the entire warship would be blown in two. Xiao Fan's space treasure could hold a lot of explosives. If all the Australian warships and submarines were on it, they would be blown to pieces. Master Xiao, what conditions do you have? The Australian ambassador took a deep breath and said. Xiao Fan's words calmed him down a lot. Xiao Fan was not like the other Chinese people they had contacted. The United States had suffered several times at the hands of Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan had killed American strongmen, destroyed military bases, destroyed warships, and both B-2s were taken away by Xiao Fan. I don't want anything, go away. I can't do anything about this. Xiao Fan snorted. The Australian ambassador said aggrievedly, Master Xiao, we were wrong just now. I apologize, and I hope you will forgive us generously. Their people were beaten and he had to apologize. How could he reason with this? Go to China to reason. The director of the 9th Security Bureau of China was right next to him. His strength was much weaker than Xiao Fan, and he had no ability to restrain Xiao Fan at all. A map appeared in Xiao Fan's hand. This map was a map of Australia. The Australian ambassador looked at Xiao Fan in confusion. Xiao Fan pointed to the 3 areas with iron ore drawn on it. I want these 3 iron ore, you let the original company go away. The Australian ambassador shook his head repeatedly. Master Xiao, this is impossible. These 3 iron ore mines are among the top 10 iron ore mines in Australia. They have abundant production and high reserves. I will never give them to you. The Australian ambassador said with a dark face. Originally, they thought that Xiao Fan wanted money or asked for preferential conditions for China. They didn't expect Xiao Fan to have such a big appetite. Jiang Wanchen took a deep breath. He thought Xiao Fan would ask for 1 iron mine at most. He didn't expect Xiao Fan to ask for 3 large iron mines in Australia. Xiao Fan said calmly, I haven't finished yet. I want these 3 iron mines, and the ore mine does not need to be taxed. I also want privileges in the area where the mines are located. Your people cannot enter without permission, and you cannot sanction them for any reason. The 4 Australians were very angry. Xiao Fan's conditions were too harsh. Don't be like that. I don't want to occupy these mines forever. I just want the mining rights for 20 years. The Australian ambassador said with an unpleasant face, with your Chinese capabilities, these 3 mines can be mined in 20 years. Xiao Fan said calmly, anyway, these are my conditions. If you agree, I will go to Xi'an. If you don't agree, forget it. What do you say? Master Xiao has such harsh conditions. How can our 2 countries deal with each other in the future? The Australian ambassador said to Jiang Wanchen and others. Jiang Wanchen said, that monster is too powerful. Xiao Fan will risk his life to deal with it. We can't say anything. The 2 people from the Foreign Affairs Department also nodded. Xiao Fan said calmly, you go back and think about it carefully. Talk to the people in China. My conditions will not change. The 4 Australians left with dark faces. They quickly sent the news back to China. What a bastard, how dare he say that? Who does he think he is, challenging our Navy, Army, and Air Force alone? The Australian Commander-in-Chief and his men were very angry when they got the news. The 3 iron mines together produce more than 100 million tons of iron ore. If the Chinese company takes over, doubling the output is not a dream. The reserves of the 3 iron mines add up to 4 billion tons. 1 ton of iron ore is more than 800 yuan, and the annual output value is now close to 100 billion yuan. The total value of the 3 iron mines exceeds 3 trillion yuan. Commander-in-Chief, I think Xiao Fan is no match for that demon lion. He deliberately made a condition that we can't agree to. I feel the same way. The 2 aides of the Australian Commander-in-Chief analyzed. Yeah. The Australian Commander-in-Chief nodded, asked the United States for its opinion. Soon Joseph and his men got the news. Commander-in-Chief, my opinion is that Australia might as well agree to it. Joseph said on the phone to the American Commander-in-Chief. Why? Joseph said, this condition is too harsh. Xiao Fan probably just wants to shirk responsibility and doesn't want to expose his strength. If Australia agrees to him, Xiao Fan will have to find a way to solve it. He might be killed by the Black Flame Demon Lion. Even if he can survive, some of the spirit beasts he controls will definitely die, so his strength will be reduced a lot. You can ask Australia to give a deadline and solve it within 3 days. If it is not completed, Xiao Fan will lose it in vain. The US Commander-in-Chief said, "What if he really solves it?" Joseph said, "The total value of the 3 major iron mines is very high, but iron mines cannot be mined all at once. You can ask Australia to add another condition. As long as Xiao Fan dies, they have the right to take back the 3 major iron mines. Including China's investment in the 3 major iron mines, all will be taken back. We will solve Xiao Fan sooner or later. He can live for at most 1 year. In this way, Australia may still make money by then." The US Commander-in-Chief pondered. What Joseph said made sense. "I'll have someone communicate with the Australian side." The Australian Commander-in-Chief soon received the statement from the US. "Great Commander, maybe Xiao Fan and that guy will die together. Let's add some conditions, it's a good idea." Many Australian high-level people talked about it. In the end, they discussed and passed it. Chienai is the largest city in their country. They themselves, or the consortium behind them, have great interests in Chienai. Add these 2 conditions. The Australian ambassador met Xiao Fan again. One of the 2 conditions is to solve it within a time limit, and the time limit is only 2 days. The other is that Xiao Fan must be alive. As long as he dies, Australia can immediately recover the iron ore and all the fixed investments on the iron ore. That's right. Master Xiao, we have shown great sincerity. The Australian ambassador said in a deep voice. Xiao Fan was silent, and after a long time, he nodded. "Okay, I agree, you have to publicize the contract. The Chinese government must also publicize it." The Australian ambassador said. Even if Xiao Fan didn't say it, they would still ask for the contract to be publicized, otherwise what if Xiao Fan died and the Chinese side didn't recognize it in the future? Soon Xiao Fan signed the contract. The Australian ambassador also signed the contract on behalf of Australia. Not long after, the Australian and Chinese officials jointly announced the contract, and Xiao Fan also boarded a plane to Australia. Midline horizontal ellipsis chapter 459. Are you teaching me how to do things? Master Xiao signed such a contract. What if he can't defeat the monster? Although the iron ore in Australia is important, it is not as important as Master Xiao. Master Xiao must not get into trouble there. 3 SSS-level evolvers and 12 SS-level evolvers from the United States went there, and there were heavy casualties. It is really too dangerous for Master Xiao to go there. Although Master Xiao is very strong, that is a Martial King-level monster. Countless people on the internet were discussing it. They were worried that something would happen to Xiao Fan. If Xiao Fan died, it would not be an exaggeration to say that it would affect China's national strength, and no one might be able to teach the Yanhuangju in the future. Humph, what does Xiao Fan think he is? He will know how terrible it is if he comes into contact with a Martial King-level monster. The 2 surviving SSS-level evolvers and 4 SS-level evolvers in the United States have not left Australia yet. They are waiting to see Xiao Fan's joke. If Xiao Fan is seriously injured by the monster, they may still find a chance to kill him. They don't care whether Australia is messed up by the monster, but they care very much whether Xiao Fan is dead. It's a shame that the government has offered such conditions to let Xiao Fan come. I hope Xiao Fan and the monster die together. What's the point of our army? Don't we have top-notch warriors? Many people in Australia were dissatisfied with the contract. The 3 major iron mines are very valuable. In their view, the government is begging Xiao Fan to come, which is a shameful act of selling out the country. Even in Chienai, many people are dissatisfied. The Black Flame Demon Lion has not yet started a massacre in Chienai. A few hours passed in a blink of an eye. Some places in Australia even began to protest. Many people in Chienai took to the streets to oppose. At a subway station, the Black Flame Demon Lion opened its eyes. A train was approaching quickly, and it opened its eyes in dissatisfaction. The Black Flame Demon Lion consumed a lot of energy in front, and it was almost fully recovered after resting for so long. Roar! The Black Flame Demon Lion roared. It opened its mouth and spit out a fist-sized fireball, which was much smaller than when it attacked with all its strength. But its power was comparable to that of a rocket. Boom. The front part of the train exploded violently, breaking the rails on the ground, and the carriages behind it suddenly crashed wildly under the action of inertia. Ah! There were screams in the carriage. The black flame demon lion quickly left the subway station. On the nearby streets, many people from China were marching and demonstrating. They had not personally witnessed the horror of the black flame demon lion. In their opinion, the government could think of other ways. Roar! The black flame demon lion roared angrily. In its opinion, these people united to target it. For it, such behavior was a great provocation. The black flame demon lion pounced on the crowd. Ha! The flames quickly burned out with it as the center. The temperature of these flames was not that high, but it was enough to burn people to death. In the blink of an eye, the flames covered 30 or 40 meters around the black flame demon lion, and 200 or 300 people in this range were covered by the flames. Ah! Help! Help! The people in the flames screamed miserably. The black flame demon lion stepped forward, and more people were covered by the flames. Their hair and clothes were all ignited. Hiss! Too scary. Some people were broadcasting the parade live. Many people watched the live broadcast on the internet. They were all horrified. The black flame demon lion in the center of the flames was like a flame king. The people burning around it were like ants. The black flame demon lion looked up at a nearby building. There were many people shouting in the building. Some of them were holding cameras. The black flame demon lion didn't know what a camera was. In its eyes, those cameras might be weapons used by humans. Boom. The flames around the black flame demon lion disappeared, and it spit out a fireball bigger than a basketball, which rushed into the building. Boom. Boom. One fireball did not bring down the building, and the black flame demon lion quickly spit out 2 more. 3 fireballs are equivalent to 3 powerful missiles. Boom. The 100 or 200 meter high building collapsed. God! Why did this black flame demon lion attack the building? Didn't those experts say that it regarded China as its own territory? How did it destroy its own territory? Many Australians on the internet were stunned. Many people who marched and demonstrated felt a chill in their backs. If the black flame demon lion killed wantonly, who knows how many people it would kill? Many people left the marching team silently. Originally, they thought that if the black flame demon lion did not mess around, the government would have time to think of other ways, but now the situation is not right. The black flame demon lion must be dealt with as soon as possible. It's courting death. Xiaofen muttered on the plane. He couldn't watch the video at the moment, but he could receive the text Suyawei sent him, and he also received a few pictures. Suyawei didn't follow. She has the cultivation of the Grandmaster level, and her combat power has reached the SSS level, but it is still a little risky to go to Australia. What if there are other Martial King monsters in secret? Besides, if Suyawei follows, it will be easy to expose her strength. The enemy doesn't know that Suyawei has the strength of the SSS level. Boom. On the Australian side, another building collapsed. This building is taller, and it attacked the building 5 times before it collapsed. In the eyes of the black flame demon lion, those 2-legged beasts were disobedient, and it did this to establish its authority and make those 2-legged beasts behave. There was an accident in the subway, many people in the march were burned to death, and 2 buildings collapsed. The number of marchers in Australia decreased rapidly. The black flame demon lion destroyed the garden base and some main roads in front, but there were not many deaths in front. Now the death toll has soared. There are 1,000 or 2,000 people burned to death on the street. The number of deaths in the 2 buildings combined should not be less than 1,000. Xiaofen took a nap on the plane. When he woke up, the plane was close to Xi'an Airport. The airport was not in the city, so there was no attack by monsters. But there were no other planes landing at the airport, and Xiaofen was the only passenger on the plane he landed on. Given Xini's current situation, it would be strange if other people came. Master Xiao, welcome to Australia. The Australian person who came to pick him up said. There was a helicopter parked next to the runway, and they wanted to send Xiaofen there to kill the black flame demon lion as soon as possible. Xiaofen said in a calm voice, I see that many of you Australians do not welcome me, and many of them even signed a petition asking me to go back to China. There have been demonstrations in many places. No one from your official side has come forward to stop them from marching. The Australian representative said, "Our citizens have freedom of speech and freedom to march and demonstrate, and we cannot stop them. You are Chinese, you may not understand this." Xiaofan glanced at the other party, and his words were very arrogant. "The air in a free country is sweet, it's nice. But I can't seem to get used to this air. Take me to the hotel first. I need to rest for a day to adapt." Xiaofan said calmly. The Australian representative frowned. "Xiaofan, the contract stipulates that you only have 2 days, and 12 hours have passed." Xiaofan's powerful aura burst out. "Are you teaching me how to do things?" Midline horizontal ellipsis chapter 460 Xiaofan vs Black Flame Demon Lion. Under the powerful pressure of Xiaofan, the Australian representative took several steps back. His face turned pale. In his eyes, Xiaofan was thousands of times more terrifying than a tiger. Master Xiao, we will arrange a top hotel for you right away," another Australian representative said hurriedly. Xiaofan nodded indifferently. "You are the ones who begged me to sign the contract. You must understand this. If you don't have a good attitude, I will stay in the hotel for 2 days and then go back. You can find a way to deal with the Black Flame Demon Lion yourself." The faces of several Australian representatives changed. If Xiaofan leaves, how to deal with the Black Flame Demon Lion? "Master Xiao, we will definitely handle it properly," one of the Australian representatives said hurriedly. Xiaofan got on the helicopter, and soon the helicopter landed on the top of a building, and Xiaofan moved into the presidential suite. "Master Xiao, you can ask for anything you want," one of the Australian representatives said. Xiaofan said calmly, "In your country of Australia, there cannot be a single person protesting, and there cannot be a voice of freedom on the internet. I am allergic to your free air." The Australian representative took a deep breath and nodded. "Master Xiao, we will respond to your opinion." Xiaofan waved his hand, and several Australian representatives left. They quickly reported the situation. The Australian commander-in-chief and his men all looked unhappy when they received the news. "Commander-in-chief, if Xiaofan does not take action, he will not lose anything. Countless people in Xi'an are still suffering now, and many people are protesting against Xiaofan's action. This is indeed inappropriate." "Commander-in-chief," many people around the Australian commander-in-chief spoke up. Now they only hope that Xiaofan can hurry up to deal with the Black Flame Demon Lion. The Black Flame Demon Lion is not resting now. It is still wandering around in many places in Xi'an City, and many elevated roads, bridges, and roads have been destroyed by it. Destroying these will make it more difficult for people in Xi'an to leave. Order all places to strictly prohibit demonstrations and protests. Block all opposing voices on the internet. Tell all major media that only positive propaganda will be allowed from now on. The Australian leader took a deep breath and said in a deep voice. Originally, he thought that Xiaofan would come to deal with the monsters, but he didn't expect Xiaofan to live in the presidential suite. Many people in Xi'an are suffering, but Xiaofan doesn't care at all. Yes. The Australian officials took action quickly. For demonstrations in various places, those who can be persuaded will be persuaded. If persuasion is useless, a large number of police will take to the streets, using batons and high-pressure water guns to suppress them. The Australian officials also took strong actions on the internet. At this time, there is no freedom of demonstration or freedom of speech. They only hope that Xiaofan can take action as soon as possible. The night passed and it was the next morning. Dong dong. The Australian representatives came to Xiaofan again. They came several times yesterday. "Master Xiao, did you rest well last night? If you rested well, I hope you can take action to solve the monsters as soon as possible." The Australian representatives bowed and saluted. Their attitudes are not a little better than yesterday. "It's okay. I slept well." "Did Xi'an suffer any losses last night?" Xiaofan asked calmly. The Australian representative twitched his lips. "How could there be no losses? Not many people died last night, but who knows how many buildings of all kinds were destroyed by that Black Flame Demon Lion. Not to mention other things, hundreds of elevated roads and bridges were destroyed. Their direct economic losses last night amounted to $1 billion. The indirect losses caused by the destruction of those things were even greater. The total loss amounted to more than $3 billion. Master Xiao, we suffered some losses last night, but this is our problem. It has nothing to do with you, Master Xiao. Master Xiao, we have invited the top Chinese chef to make breakfast for you. Can you help me after you finish breakfast? The Australian representative said humbly. The arrogance of yesterday was completely gone. They now know that arrogance has a price. Okay. Xiao Fan nodded. Half an hour later, Xiao Fan finished his breakfast. Where is the black flame demon lion now? Xiao Fan said indifferently. The Australian representative next to him quickly handed over a tablet with a live broadcast on it. The black flame demon lion was now on a street. There was northwest one on the street, not even a car. The black flame demon lion was walking on the empty street, as if inspecting its territory. Which direction is it in and how far away is it? Xiao Fan said indifferently. Master Xiao, it's in this direction, about 7 kilometers away. The Australian representative quickly pointed to a direction. Xiao Fan nodded slightly, and he teleported directly to the black flame demon lion. There were some tall buildings nearby. Behind the windows of the tall buildings, many people were carefully broadcasting live. It's Xiao Fan from China. I don't believe he's that powerful. He might die. Be careful with your words. We in Australia will bear the consequences of angering him. Many people on the internet were discussing it. There were not many bad words, and if such words appeared, the Australian government would immediately ban them. I hope they both lose. It would be best if Xiao Fan died and the black flame demon lion was seriously injured. Then we would appear again. Death would be Xiao Fan's, and glory would belong to us. The American evolvers were also paying attention. They were in a nearby high-rise building and could see directly from a short distance. Roar! The black flame demon lion saw Xiao Fan. It felt a threatening aura from Xiao Fan. Boom! Soon the black flame demon lion spit out a compressed fireball. The fireball hit the space shield in front of Xiao Fan, and the terrifying flames exploded in front of Xiao Fan, but did not hurt Xiao Fan at all. Xiao Fan's space shield had a strong defense, reaching the level of the middle stage of the Martial King, while the attack power of the black flame demon lion was only at the level of the early stage of the Martial King. Boom! Boom! Xiao Fan stepped closer, and the black flame demon lion attacked twice more. Xiao Fan's space shield was still intact, and he was fine. Hiss, is Master Xiao so strong? He is definitely not at the level of Wuzong, he should have reached the level of Wu Wang. The SSS-level evolvers in the United States don't have such strength at all. Countless people on the internet were discussing it. Many netizens in China also knew the situation, and they were very excited. Roar! The black flame demon lion roared. It pounced on Xiao Fan fiercely. Its right palm condensed more powerful energy. With physical attacks and energy attacks, its attack power can be stronger. Teleport. At the moment when the black flame demon lion pounced, Xiao Fan teleported behind it. Boom! The violent power of the black flame demon lion blasted towards the ground. A big hole was blasted out on the ground. At this time, the defense of the black flame demon lion was greatly reduced. Die! Xiao Fan shouted in his heart. He used the flying sword Divine Light, and the spatial power was contained in the Divine Light. At the same time, the Divine Light also contained powerful dragon energy. The sword light fell, and the flying sword's Divine Light drilled into the black flame demon lion's head. Roar! The black flame demon lion roared in agony. Soon it fell to the ground. The damage inside its head was very serious, and it had no choice but to die. Many people in the nearby high-rise buildings and countless people on the internet were stunned. It only took a few seconds from the attack to the end. The strength displayed by Xiao Fan was too strong. Midline horizontal ellipsis.